Well, hello everybody, welcome to Chef's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to make an apple cake, and this is just going to be a cake batter with apples, slices of apple pressed into the top in any pattern you wish to make basically. It's quite a simple recipe. My butter is cold, my eggs are cold and my milk is cold, and I'm going to mix them together in the everything together in a food processor, and that will actually warm things up a little bit, ready to pour into a cake tin. So I start off by preheating my oven to 180 Celsius, that's 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit, and I've greased and floured 23 centimetre 9-inch springform pan. That's to make it easier to get the cake out at the end. So I go on to the ingredients, and I have about 250 grams, 2 apples, which I have cored, and I've left the peel on, but I've sliced them quite thinly. I may need a little bit more than that, but I've got more apple if I need to. Then I have 250 grams, which is 1 2/3 cups of plain flour. I have 125 grams of caster sugar, which is half a cup plus 2 tablespoons. I have 125 grams, which is 9 tablespoons of cold butter, which I've cubed, a pinch of salt, 2.5 teaspoons, 10 grams of baking powder, 3 medium eggs, which would be large in the USA, and in those eggs I also have put, and it's sunk to the bottom, a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. You could use vanilla extract if you don't have bean paste, or you could use the seeds from a vanilla pod. And I also have 150 millilitres, which is half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of whole milk. So I'm going to do this in the food processor, as I said, and I'm going to start off by putting my butter in. Oh, I should also say, I forgot to mention, I have 3 tablespoons of demerara sugar, which I'm going to sprinkle over the top. You could use any type of granulated sugar you wanted to, really, I think. So the butter goes in, and then I'm going to put the eggs and the vanilla extract in as well. And I'm going to put the salt in, and the sugar, the caster sugar, and I'm going to process that until it all comes together into a nice emulsion type thing. I'm going to process it, should I say. So with that mixed together, if it looks a bit granular, it doesn't matter. That sometimes happens with eggs and butter. When you add the flour, it will all come together. So I've put in the baking powder into the flour, and I'm just going to mix that around. And then I'm going to add the flour into that butter mixture in 3 additions. And in between each addition I'm going to put in half of my milk. So I'll do it through the slot in the top just for ease. I'll just put some flour in. Mix that around. Then pour half the milk in, and mix it again. So that's quite well mixed. So then what I'm going to do is take that off. And I'm going to just scrape down the bowl, having got the mixture off the blade. So that I can incorporate any flour that's not gone in so far. And then I'm going to pour that into my cake tin. And I'm going to spread that around just to even it off. Like that. And then I'm going to take the apple and I'm going to just press that into the batter in whatever pattern you wish. And with the apple just put in, I've just arranged it in circles really, any way you wish, like that. I'm going to take my demerara sugar and I'm going to sprinkle it over the top. Like that. And I'm going to bake that in the oven for about 50 minutes. The apple will cook through and the cake should rise up into the apple slices as well. And when I test the cake part with a skewer, it should come out clean. And then I'll take it out of the oven and allow it to cool down. Then I'll come back and show you the results. I let the apple cake bake for 50 minutes. I tested it with a skewer and it seemed to be quite clean as it came out. So I took it out of the oven and I've allowed it to cool down. After about 20 minutes I took it out of the ring part of the cake tin and I just left it on the base. And then when it was cooled completely I took it off the base, and this is what it looks like. And I've cut a slice and I've already had a little taste, but I'll have another taste now. It's a lovely soft cake, and it's spongy, and then you get the fruitiness and the sweetness of the apples basically. So I think this is very good. You don't have to make the pattern I made. You can you don't even have to cut it in little slivers. You can dice it and sprinkle the dices of apple over the top if you want to. But I think this is a very good recipe, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to this recipe, and I'll put a link for it below the video as well. And I'll be back with another video in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.